Welcome to Cooking with the Allergy Chef. In this holiday kit card episode, the Allergy Chef will walk you through how to create delicious cranberry French toast. This top 8 allergy-free recipe is free from gluten, wheat, dairy, eggs, soy, nuts, and peanuts. It can be made paleo and refined sugar free. If you'd like to bake with us, visit freeandfriendlyfoods.com/cards to download your recipe kit card with ingredients, measurements, and instructions. And now, the Allergy Chef.
Welcome to Cooking with the Allergy Chef. Today, in this holiday edition, we'll be making French toast in a cranberry sauce. So, let's get started. Before we dive in, I want to show you our final pieces so you know where we're headed. This over here is something very special that I made just for you today. No, really, I really did. It really was made special just for you. So, one of the kids said, hey, can we try using the sourdough bread for the French toast? And the thing is I've seen it done before with sourdough bread, but we had a very fresh, soft, large sourdough loaf that I made it with. And of course, this is a wheat-based version. However, this is also showing you what the egg version looks like. You'll notice here, on the other side of our orange slice, there's a little bit of egg there. Because not everyone in the house cannot have eggs. And if you want to do a traditional paleo version with eggs, that's what it looks like. Now the sauce on top here has also been specially made. This is a cinnamon maple cranberry sauce on top, and it is a completely paleo sauce. So we'll be going over how to make that as well. Again, this was a nice, large, fresh sourdough loaf. They said it was amazing, like not kidding. They scarfed it down. It was amazing. Okay, we'll put that off to the side, save that for later. This is our main attraction. This is gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, soy-free, nut-free, peanut-free. It is not yeast-free. This particular bread does contain yeast. However, if you cannot have yeast, you could purchase, if you live in the Bay Area, Bread Seriously, spelled funny, SRSLY. They make a sourdough yeast-free bread, but they just allow the sourdough to naturally rise with the psyllium. So there is a rising agent, but it's not traditional yeast. You may also be able to find something like that where you live as well. On top, we've got our buttered cranberry sauce, and I'll show you how to make that as well. Let's get cooking. We have these great plastic dishes, and you can get these from many different stores, but it's a square, lovely square, which is perfect for dipping the bread. Now, a lot of people ask me, Allergy Chef, where do you find good gluten-free bread that doesn't taste bad? This is the bread that we're using today. It's called Happy Campers, gluten-free. And I have to be a little bit honest with you. We like to visually fib sometimes, because any of you that have used gluten-free stuff, you know that it doesn't always look this good. I did meticulously go through this particular loaf and pulled out the 5 most perfect slices of bread for the video. There are a few broken pieces in that bag right now, but that's another story. The ingredients are really great. The bread freezes very well, and it's very versatile for making things that you need to make. I will say this much though. Our allergic kid doesn't eat the bread very often. He doesn't love it, honestly. He likes it when I make French toast or other baked items. Sometimes I'll make him like a baked tuna, half a sandwich, or a grilled cheese, that sort of thing. He loves the bread when it's like that. But as a standalone sandwich, not his favorite thing. But it's there when we need it. Now that we got all the business stuff out of the way, let's get to the fun part. I will start with our vegan egg replacer. Add all of that right into my square dish. Now on the original recipe card, if you have the physical card, that was a limited edition print run. I actually added an additional 2 tablespoons of water, just to spread it a little thinner, but you don't have to. You can keep the mix nice and thick, or you can thin it out a little bit. It won't change how much people love your final dish. Now I'll just add in vanilla. And I've got the cinnamon and nutmeg measured out. And finally, I'll add in maple butter. Now, if you don't know what maple butter is, you absolutely have to check it out and give it a try. It's similar to maple syrup, but it's much thicker. In fact, if you look at the bottle, you'll notice there's a bit of maple syrup on the top when you first open it, but underneath, there's this thick, luscious, butter-like version of maple syrup. I use it oftentimes in replacement of having something too liquidy. That way we have a thicker mix. I feel it makes the final product a lot better. I've also found that it seems to be corn-free. I seem to be able to tolerate it. So I like to use it in a lot of different things, a lot of our paleo treats. You could also use a maple sugar or a maple syrup. There are other sweetener options for you. You could even use an agave syrup if you like that. First, I'm going to go over to my pan and preheat it. Then I'm going to mix up everything here, like so. I like to go through and make sure that any large clumps are broken up, and to make sure that the maple butter didn't stick to one spot in the square. Just going to drop in some butter. I'm going to be very gentle with this bread as I pick it up to prevent any breakage. You can also use tongs if you'd like. Now, because we're on this particular work surface, our pan is a little slanted, so I like to make sure that the butter goes all over before I add in the bread. You'll notice this one's missing some toppings, and that's because, again, with this particular bread, sometimes when you open the package, some of the pieces are a little bit dented. But you'll see at the end, when I'm all done, I'm just going to drop some sauce on top to fix that piece right up. Okay, so now that I've got all of them in, I'm just going to scrape down these edges here. And any spots that just need a little more sauce, get them added, because you'll notice the first two slices of bread, they take up all the action, but that's okay. The rest will still taste just as good. You'll notice a lot of the butter is no longer in the pan, and if you wanted to, you could add a little bit more if you want that extra bit of butter. And you'll notice there's this gorgeous browning that happens. And that's really what you want. You just want this really nice browning that takes place. Now that that's done, turn off our hot plate. And I have here a tray lined with parchment, ready to go. I'm going to carefully, remember you gotta treat it like a delicate baby. You don't want it to break. Carefully add that to my tray. Oh, look at that one. It's going to be so perfect. So this will just go into the oven and bake. Through the magic of internet television, I've cleaned up my workspace, and now we have Vitamix. If you don't have a Vitamix, I'm not trying to be an elitist when it comes to blenders, I promise. But seriously, get yourself a Vitamix. If you live on your own, blenders are awesome. If you only have yourself to deal with and you almost never make smoothies and all that jazz, blenders are great. If you live in a house with 6 to 8 people at any given time, Vitamixes are what you need. So now I'll show you how to make the first sauce, which is not the paleo version. Here I have our butter and sugar, measured, ready to go. And to that, I'll be adding our cranberries and lemon juice, which I've already measured out. And I'll just blend this right up. to do it a couple of times. Okay, now it's done. Isn't that beautiful? Lovely color. And that's part of what makes this such a holiday dish. You've got that beautiful, rich red holiday color, paired with, of course, cranberries, which are traditional around this time of year. Although, I guess technically you can make it any time of year because you might be watching this video in January, and then again you might be watching it in August. Cranberries are cool in August. You can still buy them in the freezer section. So, I'm just going to pour this in here. And our French toast is ready to come out of the oven. Oh, look at that. Oh! These be still my beating heart. It looks amazing. Oh my goodness, you guys. Ugh, it smells amazing too. I'm just kidding, I can't really smell it. But it looks like it would smell amazing. I want to show you a quick and cool technique for cutting an orange. So our orange sauce here for our paleo, it's actually a cinnamon maple orange. I've got a serrated knife, and this is really the key. I like to cut off the top, and it's okay if you cut off a little too much. In this case, I'm going to cut off a little bit more. And then you flip it over to the other side. And again, it's okay if you cut off a little too much. This is so delicious. You should let a child or yourself kind of just chew on that peel. Oh, you're right. You should take that. Oh, you are? You're going to eat it. Oh, okay. Back to cutting an orange. So you slant your knife and you'll go down, around, and back in, like so. And you can see the curvature of the cut that I've made. And you continue to do this. You go out, around, down, and back in. Okay, so that was slow-mo, and this is fast-mo. Sometimes that last cut can be a little off. And there's your orange, completely peeled. So for our paleo sauce, very simple. Take the orange, got the cranberries, and I've got our maple and cinnamon measured out, ready to go. And we just need a lid for the Vitamix. Like our previous sauce, this will also come together very quickly. And what I'm doing with the tamper is actually holding the orange in place so that it's not able to move around. That way it gets properly blended. And that's it. That's our paleo sauce done. Now, let's get to plating. So here I've got my Christmas green plate ready to receive. Delicious French toast. Again, be very careful as to not break anything. You gluten-free chefs know exactly what I'm talking about. And I like to use a small cookie dough scooper to add the topping. And this is our topping that does have cane sugar in it. Okay. And for our final touch, we have these really cool shakers, and you can see there's a very fine mesh on top. Of course, they're all labeled because, we're so organized. I just like to give a little powdered sugar there. And if you're feeling like Emerald, you can say BAM! And there you go. So that is our holiday French toast. And over here, if you want to join me, we're just going to plate up the other version, which is 100% cane sugar free. And we have our sauce here. Again, this is our maple cinnamon orange sauce. And because it is cane sugar free, I do not dust it with powdered sugar. So there you have it. Cranberry French toast. Again, if you can, get your some soft, fresh sourdough bread. And if not, that's okay too. These are gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, soy-free, nut-free, peanut-free, and cane sugar-free. You can make them paleo, and of course, they're vegan. And above all else, they are delicious. Thanks for watching another episode of Cooking with the Allergy Chef. I've had a blast, and I hope you had one too. If you love what you see, make sure you subscribe so you'll know when the next video is ready. Bye!